Hello, friends and family, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to continue our You Matter series, but we're going to transition our conversation just a bit today to talk about letting go. If you're interested in that content, stay tuned. And if you're ready, let's get into it. Welcome back to Choosing to Live Now. My name is Taneshia, and today, yes, we are going to be talking about letting go. I know, my brothers and sisters, it's intense, but let's get into it now with our favorite beginning ritual, which is what? Our recap. You heard it correctly, our recap. So, over the last 5 episodes of the You Matter series, we've really spent a significant amount of time really diving into the fact that you and I are amazing human beings. That, number one, we were born on this earth for a purpose greater than ourselves. Our unique talents and gifts are designed for us to do something amazing in the world. And it is important that we don't give up on ourselves, even though things are difficult sometimes. Number 2, we've learned so far that in spite of all of our efforts to want to be a better version of ourselves and move towards our purpose, that life is going to happen, and sometimes the struggle to that journey is just going to be real. Number 3, one thing that we have learned from the journey is that we are looking for this future that is a good distance from where we are now. But if we learn to take our now, value the moment that we're in, and use this time to prepare for our future, we will not have a wasted moment ever, because everything that we're doing is all preparing us for who we desire to become. Number 4, we also explored the idea that change is inevitable, my brothers and my sisters, that no matter what happens in our lives, good or bad, one thing we can always count on is that change is going to be there. And because we know that change is going to be there, it's important that we take our creativity and make the change that we've experienced into a positive, even if it was a negative when we experienced it. And then number 5, we've really explored the idea that you and I, my brothers and sisters, are powerful. And what makes us the most powerful is the fact that we have the ability to change our minds. Yes, my brothers and sisters. So now we're here. We are here at the end of the 2nd month of the year. And my brothers and my sisters, I have a question for you. How you doing? I know, you thought I was going to be deep. But no, really, we're a community. Let's do our 2nd month of the year check-in. How are you doing? Are you making it? Has it been difficult? I understand. You've had some triumphs? Awesome. Listen, my brothers and sisters, wherever you find yourself, know that you're not alone. I have had excellent moments in this last month of the year, and also trying moments. And as we discussed before, it's a part of our journey. Be encouraged. And if you're having a difficult time right now, you're in my heart and in my prayers. Yeah. We're going to get through this together. Be encouraged. Which is why it's important that we talk about letting go. So when you think about all of the conversations, my brothers and my sisters, that we've been talking about so far that really validate the fact that you and I matter, what came to mind for me is that we as human beings have a tendency to struggle with letting go. Is that you? I know it's been me. Yeah. And you might be saying, what do you mean by that, Taneshia? Basically put, we tend to be so loyal. Yeah, that's the word. Loyal. We are so loyal to the ideas that we have, to the positions that we take in organizations, to the jobs that we might take, to the strategies that we've been trained to use, to the information that we've received, that we often hold on to it much longer than we need to. And as a result of that, we begin to get weighed down by the things that we're holding on to that are no longer meaningful in our life now. What you mean, Taneshia? I'm gonna tell you. Just because you did something when you were a little kid, you used a strategy at that time, does not mean that that serves you now as a full-grown adult. Woo. And just because you went through the season that you went through last year does not mean that the strategies that you used for last year are meaningful for you now. My brothers and sisters, whew, are you with me today? But we oftentimes hold on to things so often, hoping that we can recreate yesterday and today. And my brothers and sisters, can I help you with something? It's gonna be a little rough. Are you ready? Yesterday has passed, and today is an entirely new experience. There is no way that we can get back yesterday. And so there are instances within our experiences where we will collect friends and skills and relationships and strategies from other seasons that don't serve us today. And as a result of that, we will find ourselves not moving forward towards this future that we're hoping for, but actually we become stagnant, where we're not moving at all, or we'll find ourselves moving really slowly because we're weighted down with things that we need to let go. Yeah. I know I'm really amped up today. This is a very powerful topic for me because my brothers and sisters, have struggled with letting go. And can I tell you what's been the biggest struggle in my life to let go of? People. But let me give you 5 things that we all are common to us that we have a difficulty letting go of. You ready for it? Number 1, we as human beings have a difficulty letting go of, I spoke about it already, jobs. Yep. Have you ever been on a job so long that going to it every single day gives you anxiety? You know the smell of the job stresses you out. Here, the idea of checking your emails stresses you out. Yeah. Might mean that you probably don't need to be there anymore. Just saying. Okay, number 2. I said it before, but let's get a little deeper. We have an issue letting go with relationships. What you mean, Taneshia? Listen. Every relationship that you've had in different seasons of your life are not going to serve you right now. I might have a business partner that I work with for 10 years, and they don't serve me now. We were great partners. We built a great knowledge base with one another. We earned income together, but we have learned over these 10 years that we've outgrown each other and we should no longer be working. And it doesn't mean that they're bad people. You no longer belong in that relationship because maybe it is time for you to move on and meet another person to be a partner with or work on your own, because you've learned now from working in a partnership that there are things that you prefer to have executive authority over that you did not have before. That's one type of relationship. Then there are friendships, which I've discussed. There are partnerships and relationships that are romantic relationships. Now I want to be clear. I'm not telling anybody to leave their marriage, because I'm a proponent of marriage, my brothers and sisters, and I would not want anybody to tell me to leave mine. I'm talking on relationships that exist that are romantic, but that are not related to any legal paperwork. If you, however, find this information helpful for your domestic relationship, that's totally up to you. But for me, I'm talking about romantic relationships that are not related to marriage, right? So you're in this relationships over and over again, and there are these things that you're hoping from your partner to obtain, and it's just not happening. And you're noticing that over and over again, it's been 10 years, 15 years, and things aren't changing. And you're overwhelmed because you keep having the same conversations over and over again, and you don't feel like you're being heard. That might be an indication that that is not the relationship you might want to continue in for the next 10 years of your life. And you may want to consider really doing an analysis if this might be something that you should let go. But again, this is an example of a relationship idea that we hold on to over and over and over again, which is difficult for us to let go. Something else that humans have a difficulty letting go is, ready for it, people's opinion. Bum, 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 bum. Is that you? Listen, my brothers and my sisters, I know for a fact it's been me. Now, I've already told you my story about growing up in a very religious family, and I still hold 95% of the beliefs that they shared with me. It's not like I felt like they were wrong or they were, all of these negative things, but there were certain things, my brothers and my sisters, that really got under my skin and made me self-conscious. So all of their opinions, if they didn't approve of everything that I was doing every moment of the day, guess what I would do? Freak out and be like, oh my God, God doesn't love me, my family doesn't love me. And it took me years of self-work to realize that is not true. And I had to break away from it. But this is what we struggle with over and over and over again. We say that we're gonna let things go and it didn't bother us, but then we make our life decisions based on other people's opinion. Well, this person said this, and if I do it like this, then that. No! Just because they said it doesn't mean it's true. Is it real? Do you resonate with their opinion? Because if you don't, then you might need to let it go. And here's the fourth thing that we struggle with letting go. You know what I'm going to say? Can you guess it? False narratives. Bum, 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 bum. Yep, they're back again. What, did you think they were going away? Absolutely not. Because false narratives are often so deeply rooted in our DNA that having one video about false narratives isn't enough to get rid of all the false narratives that we've ever believed in our entire life. This is a life work, my brothers and sisters, to get rid of the false narratives that we believed about ourselves, that we've learned from our ethnic group, that we've learned from our families, that we've even learned from our friends. Yeah. Can I say it to you? Can I say something to you, rather? They're false. They're not real. But what you saying, Taneshia? A false narrative is just that. It is a narrative. It is a story. It is an ideology that you have been told over and over again in your life. And guess what? It is not yours. You don't have to own it. And I want to give you permission to begin to do the work to let go of the things that do not mean you good. The lies of these false narratives that you believe. It's okay to let them go. I know it's hard. Your family told you that you did not have good hair. Did they tell you that? It's not true. Because there's no such thing as good or bad hair. You were told that you did not have the body frame to be able to do the work that you want to do. That's not necessarily true. If you want to be a bodybuilder, be one as you. Yeah. You were told that because you have this disability, you can't make it into this thing. And there may be some validity to what they're saying, but what can you do? Not what can't you do? Because people will make you think when you have a disability that you are trapped and you cannot live life and you cannot enjoy your life and you cannot be amazing, and that's not true. You might not be able to do certain specific things that are the reason why you have a disability, but there are other things that you can do that are amazing. So what makes the narrative false is that they single out your life and tell you that you are stuck, that none of your dreams could come true. Let's be creative and recognize that if we can't meet that specific dream, we can make a new one. Yeah. Here's the fifth thing that we have a difficulty letting go. our mistakes and failures. Oh, my brothers and my sisters, are you with me? How many of us are carrying the mistakes and the failures of our past path with us today? And we've been struggling to shake it off. We just can't get rid of it. Oh, why? Why did I ever do this? I could be so much further. I'm stuck. I'm this. Oh, I did that. I did this. I made a mistake. My brothers and my sisters, you're not alone. I'm not projecting at you because, honey, I be feeling the same kind of way. Can I give you a story? Okay, listen. So, I am currently in the process of doing some major things in my life right now. And one of the ways for me to do one of the things that I'm working on is that I have to complete this big project. And I have been so guilty for not completing the project at the time that I've said that I was to my mentor. And the reason why I was so discouraged by that is because of the fact that I felt like I had failed her. I made a mistake. But guess what, my brothers and my sisters? Last year, 14 people in my family died. You heard the story. There was another major catastrophe that happened to a colleague of mine that devastated me. All of the other experiences that I had to take care of last year, or things, necessities that I needed to do last year, were traumatizing. So then when we get into 2022 and I have to manage this big project, but get this first thing done first, the reality is I couldn't get that done. I could not focus on it because I had not properly grieved and processed the loss of those previous experiences. And so while I look at where I am currently and all the things in front of me that I have to do before I can finally do this big, amazing thing I want to do, the reality is I am human. Prone to make mistakes. And it wasn't even a mistake that I made. And it wasn't a failure. But I false narrative my own self because of how I felt like I was unsupported by the people around me. And the truth is, life was just life. And many of us struggle so hard with letting go of the mistakes and so-called failures we've made because we wrap our ideas into other people's expectations of us that are unrealistic to what's going on in our life. And I come to tell you today, my brothers and my sisters, be kind to yourself. You're doing the best you can right now. I'm looking directly at you. You're doing the best you can, and I don't want you to give up because I'm not giving up. But after we've recalibrated, let's keep moving forward. So now we know 5 of the reasons why we struggle, or 5 of the things that we struggle with letting go of. Okay, here's what we're going to talk about as we close. The 4 reasons why you might want to let something go. Here's the indication that you need to let something go. You ready for it? Number 1, this thing that you're holding on to in your life right now is making you physically sick. Oh, God. You know how I feel about pathology. I'm not with it if they can be avoided. So what I'm saying is you're holding on to something, this relationship, a job, a false narrative, your mistake, to the point where you have anxiety when it comes to this thing that you're holding on to. It is causing you so much undue stress to have to go to work and to smell the smells at the job and to think about the emails that you're going to receive and to think about the conversation that you have to have with your boss and your co-workers every day. You're struggling every day to get up and log into work. You're worried. You just feel so anxious every time you think about the task of the day because you work from sun up to sundown and you don't get a break. My brother and my sister, that might be an indication that you need to let it go. Yeah. Number 2, here's another reason you might want to let something go. The thing that you're holding on to no longer serves you. Taneshia girl, what you mean by that? What I mean by that is this. You might not be receiving any benefit because of this thing that you're holding. It's doing nothing for you. Nothing. You're holding it and then what? Nothing. It's not paying a bill. It's not, it's not making your life better. You're not growing or learning from this incident. You're literally just holding on to something that is valueless. And do you know that could be a relationship? Like a friendship. Yeah. I just want to tell you the truth, my brothers and my sisters, so you're not worried. Just in case you're wondering, maybe should I let it go? If it's not serving you, you might want to do an evaluation of if you need to keep it in your life. Yeah. Why do you need to do an evaluation? Because my brothers and my sisters, what's the name of this series? You matter. Your life matters, and your unique power, superpower that you are designed to share with the world in whatever way that you're designed to do it is being limited, stopped, thwarted because of this thing you're holding on to. And number 4, my brothers and my sisters, my number 4 thing that you might want to consider as it relates to figuring out if you need to let something in your life go. You want to consider your losses and your gains as it relates to holding on to this thing. Ooh, my brothers and my sisters. Now, you might be holding on to something for a very, very long time, and you've had some gains and some losses. But then you have to determine, have I received more gains than losses or more losses than gains? Because my brothers and my sisters, there's one commodity of life that we cannot get back. It's like a non-renewable reality. Time. Yeah. Oh yeah. Time is non-renewable. Can I say it again for my friends on the side? Time is non-renewable. Huh? One more time. Time is non-renewable. So you don't want to waste your time in things that do not allow you to have growth, gains. If there's so many losses, it's a consideration for you that you might want to recalibrate the way that you're doing things, even if that is your dream. It may mean that your dream, you need to have more creativity and flexibility as to the way that dream can be manifest. It doesn't always have to be exactly the way you thought it. It could be nuanced a bit. There are tons of people who fulfill their dreams, but it look a little different than the way they originally seen it. And sometimes we can be so rigid to our own processes that we lose the ability to see the big picture that's much greater than that small, narrow pinhole we were looking for. So sometimes our ideals need to be let go to give way to new, brighter possibilities. Okay, my brothers and sisters, as we finish up today, I want to say this to you. Letting go is difficult, but it's necessary. Why? Because not letting go of things that cause you to be weighed down, that do not serve you, that are making you sick, is really elongating the time for you to get from where you are now to the future that you hope to reach. So I'm saying to you today, please consider giving up, letting go, things that do not serve you, things that are making you sick, things that are making you lose so much time, which is non-renewable. You matter. Your life matters. Listen, I'm here with you. You're not alone. This is a community. I know that things have been very peculiar and somewhat difficult, but we're going to get through it together if we don't give up. Listen, if you love the content on this channel, please like, please subscribe, please share. Put on your post notification bells so you will know every time that we upload. Listen, I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters, blessings to you today, my friends.
Just in case you weren't sure.